Welcome to Astronomy Daily. I'm your host, Anna, with today's most fascinating developments from the world of space exploration and astronomy. We have an action-packed episode ahead, covering some major stories that showcase just how rapidly our space capabilities continue to advance. Coming up, we'll dive into SpaceX's ambitious expansion plans in Florida, with a massive $1.8 billion investment that's set to transform the Space Coast. We'll also look at an incredibly busy launch week featuring multiple missions from various launch providers, including the highly anticipated 8th test flight of Starship. We'll check in on the International Space Station, where there have been some interesting developments with the extended stay of astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. Plus, we've got exciting news about a historic achievement on the lunar surface, where NASA has successfully demonstrated GPS signal reception for the first time. And in our science segment, we'll explore some groundbreaking discoveries, including a new theory about the origin of the universe's most energetic particles, and how a network of citizen scientists with backyard telescopes is making meaningful contributions to astronomical research. It's a reminder that we're living in an extraordinary era of space exploration, where technological breakthroughs and scientific discoveries are happening at an unprecedented pace. Let's get started with today's stories. In a major development for Florida's Space Coast, SpaceX has announced plans for a significant expansion of its Starship operations. The company will invest $1.8 billion to construct new launch and landing infrastructure at NASA's Kennedy Space Center and Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, pending environmental approval. At the heart of this expansion is the construction of a massive new integration facility called Gigabay, which will provide over 40 million cubic feet of vehicle processing space. This facility will be crucial for preparing Starship vehicles for their missions to Earth orbit, the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The economic impact of this expansion cannot be overstated. SpaceX's investment is expected to create approximately 600 new full-time jobs in the Space Coast region by 2030, further cementing Florida's position as a leader in the aerospace industry. This development comes at a time when Florida's space sector is experiencing remarkable growth. The state set a new record with 93 launches in 2024, up from 74 in 2023, and this expansion suggests that trend will continue. The project represents a collaborative effort between SpaceX, Florida Commerce, the Florida Department of Transportation, and Space Florida. SpaceX's Vice President of Launch, Kiko Donchev, emphasized that this expansion is directly aligned with the company's ultimate mission of making humanity multiplanetary. Starship, being the first fully reusable launch vehicle of its kind, is designed to be the cornerstone of this ambitious goal. The expansion will complement SpaceX's existing Starship facilities in Texas, creating a dual-coast capability for the world's largest rocket system. This redundancy will be crucial for increasing launch frequency and reliability as Starship moves from testing to regular operational flights. This investment represents more than just infrastructure growth. It's a clear signal of SpaceX's long-term commitment to Florida and their confidence in Starship's future role in space exploration. As the company continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in space travel, this expansion will play a vital role in turning those ambitious plans into reality. Next up, let's take a look at this week's launch schedule. It's shaping up to be an incredibly busy week in spaceflight with multiple launches scheduled across several different launch providers. SpaceX has an ambitious schedule ahead, with no fewer than 5 Falcon 9 launches planned. 3 of these missions will carry Starlink satellites, continuing the expansion of their global internet constellation. The company is also scheduled to launch the fascinating SpaceX and Punch missions for NASA this week, 2 telescopes that will help us better understand both the origins of our universe and the behavior of our sun. Perhaps the most anticipated launch of the week is Starship's 8th test flight from Texas. This mission aims to demonstrate several crucial capabilities, including the first-ever payload deployment from Starship, 4 Starlink satellite simulators. The Super Heavy booster will attempt another landing at Starbase, while the spacecraft itself is targeting a splashdown in the Indian Ocean. The Transporter 13 mission rounds out SpaceX's packed schedule, carrying over 40 small satellites from various customers to orbit as part of their rideshare program. This mission highlights the growing accessibility of space, with launch costs starting at just $300,000 for small satellite operators. Rocket Lab is also joining the action with their Electron rocket, scheduled to launch from New Zealand. Their mission, cleverly named the Lightning God Reigns, will deploy synthetic aperture radar satellites for IQPS, marking the first of 8 planned launches for this customer. This intense launch cadence demonstrates just how far the space industry has come. What would have been considered an extraordinary month of launches just a few years ago is now being attempted in a single week, showcasing the rapid evolution and growing capabilities of modern spaceflight. The success of these missions will contribute to various aspects of space exploration and utilization, from expanding global communications to advancing our scientific understanding of the cosmos. It's a testament to the increasingly dynamic and capable state of the global space industry. Next, let's get an update from the International Space Station. 3 NASA astronauts and a Russian cosmonaut are preparing for their journey home aboard a Crew Dragon spacecraft. But for 2 of them, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, this mission has taken some unexpected turns. What began as an 8-day mission on Boeing's Starliner spacecraft has stretched into an 8-month stay aboard the International Space Station. The extended duration came after technical issues with Starliner forced NASA to modify their plans. During the spacecraft's flight to the ISS, it experienced thruster problems and concerning helium leaks. This led to the decision in August to return Starliner to Earth uncrewed, leaving Wilmore and Williams to join the Crew 9 mission. Their stay was further extended when SpaceX encountered development issues with their Crew Dragon spacecraft, pushing the return date out another month to March. This situation has recently attracted attention beyond the space community, becoming somewhat politicized after comments from various public figures. During a news conference this week from orbit, Wilmore addressed these developments head-on. He expressed respect for all parties involved while emphasizing that politics played no role in their extended stay. As he explained, they had prepared for the possibility of a longer mission, even though the original plan was for a short stay. This kind of contingency planning, he noted, is standard practice in human spaceflight. His crewmate Suni Williams took the opportunity to highlight the ongoing value of the International Space Station. Drawing on her extensive experience, including helping construct the station during the shuttle era, she described it as being in its prime. The laboratory, she explained, is operating at full capacity with all power systems and facilities running, conducting world-class science that benefits both American taxpayers and international partners. This mission, while longer than initially planned, demonstrates the flexibility and resilience required in space exploration. It also showcases the importance of having multiple crew transportation options and the continuing significance of the International Space Station as a platform for scientific research and international cooperation. Next up, NASA and the Italian Space Agency just achieved a remarkable breakthrough in space navigation. For the first time ever, they successfully received and tracked GPS signals on the lunar surface, approximately 225,000 miles from Earth. This historic achievement came through their Lunar GNSS Receiver Experiment, or LUGRE, which touched down on the Moon aboard Firefly Aerospace's Blue Ghost lunar lander. The implications of this success are truly game-changing for future space exploration. Until now, spacecraft navigation has relied heavily on Earth-based tracking stations and onboard sensors. But this demonstration proves that missions as far away as the Moon could potentially use GPS signals for autonomous navigation, significantly reducing their dependence on ground control. The experiment didn't just break records on the lunar surface. During its journey to the Moon, LUGRE set new altitude records for GPS signal reception, reaching an astounding 209,900 miles from Earth while in transit, and later extending that record to 243,000 miles in lunar orbit. This means that spacecraft operating in cislunar space, the vast region between Earth and the Moon, could also benefit from this navigation capability. The LUGRE payload will continue operating for 14 days on the lunar surface, collecting data nearly continuously. This extended operation period will provide NASA and the Italian Space Agency with valuable insights into how GPS and Galileo signals can be utilized for lunar navigation. It's particularly significant for future Artemis missions and other exploration initiatives, as it opens up new possibilities for precise positioning and navigation on and around the Moon. This breakthrough represents another crucial step in establishing the infrastructure needed for sustainable lunar exploration and eventual missions to Mars. The ability to use familiar navigation technology from Earth all the way to the moon brings us one step closer to making space exploration more accessible and reliable. In other exciting scientific developments, researchers may have finally cracked a 60-year-old cosmic mystery about the origin of ultra-high-energy cosmic rays, the highest energy particles known in the universe. These particles pack energies more than 1,000,000 times greater than anything we can create in our most powerful particle accelerators. According to new research from New York University, these incredible cosmic rays might be created during the violent mergers of binary neutron stars. The theory suggests that just before these stellar corpses collide and form a black hole, they generate powerful magnetic outflows that accelerate particles to these extreme energies. What makes this theory particularly compelling is that it's testable through current technology, as these mergers also produce detectable gravitational waves. Speaking of astronomical discoveries, a remarkable citizen science project is revolutionizing how we study the cosmos. A network of over 15,000 Wi-Fi-enabled telescopes spread across 6 continents is enabling amateur astronomers to make significant contributions to space research. Just this January, an astronomy enthusiast in Mexico managed to catch a glimpse of a potential Jupiter-sized planet crossing in front of a distant star, all from his backyard. This global telescope network has already helped discover hundreds of asteroids, comets, and exoplanets. The system works by observing occultations, brief moments when objects like asteroids or planets block the light from background stars. By measuring these events from multiple locations, scientists can determine these objects' sizes, shapes, and trajectories with impressive accuracy. The network has proven invaluable for major space missions, too. When NASA intentionally crashed a spacecraft into an asteroid in 2022, these citizen astronomers helped track the resulting debris cloud. While the telescope's cost can be a barrier for some, various organizations are working to make them more accessible, particularly in underrepresented regions, by donating equipment to universities and astronomy clubs worldwide. This blend of professional and amateur astronomy is transforming our understanding of the cosmos, proving that significant scientific discoveries don't always require massive observatories or billion-dollar budgets. Sometimes they can happen right in someone's backyard. Well, that brings us to the end of another packed episode of Astronomy Daily. Whether it's SpaceX's ambitious expansion plans, groundbreaking missions, or citizen scientists making discoveries from their backyards, the space industry continues to amaze and inspire us with each passing day. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest developments in space and astronomy, head over to astronomydaily.io. There you'll find our constantly updating newsfeed covering all the latest space news as it happens, plus our complete archive of past episodes. For those who haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. This has been Anna, and I'll see you tomorrow for another journey through the fascinating world of space exploration and discovery. Until then, keep looking up.